In this tutorial, we're going to look at simultaneous equations. Simultaneous equations where you've got two equations with two unknown values that you need to solve. So here, the unknown values are x and y. And both of these values are again in the second equation. So I've labelled the equations equation 1 and equation 2 for ease. So to start off solving them by substitution, take the simplest equation and make one of the unknowns the subject of the equation, i.e. just that one unknown on its own on one side of the equals. So here equation 2 is the simplest, so it's going to be easiest to make x or y the subject of the equation here. But I'm going to make x the subject of equation 2. To do that, we need to subtract y. Now remember, whatever you do to one side of an equation, you need to do exactly the same to the other side. So by subtracting y from the left-hand side, we also need to subtract it from the right-hand side. So that gives x is equal to 500 minus y. And we'll label that equation 3. X is present in equation 1, and x is the subject of equation 2. Now, we know that x has the same value in both these equations. So, by substituting equation 3 for x in equation 1, we'll be left with just the one unknown variable, y. We can then solve that equation, and then we can solve for x later once we know the value of y. So, if we substitute the right-hand side of equation 3 for x in equation 1, that gives 51, open bracket, 500 minus y, close bracket, plus 100y, which is equal to 47,550. Now the next thing to do is to simplify this here by expanding the brackets. So 51 times 500 is 25,500. 51 times negative y is going to be negative 51y plus 100y equals 47,550. Now, we want to get all similar terms, like terms, on one side and all the others on the other side of the equals. So here, since we've got two y terms on the left-hand side, it's going to be simplest just to subtract 25,500 from the left-hand side and right-hand side, which will give only y terms on the left-hand side. So that will give minus 51y plus 100y is equal to 47,550 minus 25,500. Okay. And then we can simplify this further by subtracting 51y from 100 and subtracting 25,500 from 47,550. So that's going to give 49y is equal to 22,050. So now to get y on its own to the value of y, we can divide both sides by 49. And that's going to give y is equal to 22,050 over 49. So y is going to equal 450. Now, in equation 2, we know that x plus y equals 500, and from our rearranged version of equation 3, we know that x is equal to 500 minus y. Now we've got the value of y. So if we substitute the value of y into equation 3, that gives x is equal to 500 minus 450, which is going to leave us with x being equal to 50. So the solutions are y equals 450 and x is equal to 50. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Please like, subscribe and comment.